TV9 News. I'm your host Ashish Parekh. Well, we've been talking about ways to stay safe during the COVID-19 pandemic, the kind of precautions you can take, the kind of things you can do once you test positive, once you're infected. But more so, a lot of people still do not understand that prevention is better than cure. And the best prevention that we know of apart from vaccination is wearing a mask. It is as simple as that. In fact, a research that has been published by CDC, which is the Public Health Agency of US, this particular research which was carried out for 6 months, this data will actually change your mind. Now, this data which has come out from this research says that wearing a medicinal mask could actually reduce the risk of death by 87%. The same study also said that wearing a cloth mask, okay, if you don't have access to a medical mask, you can actually wear a cloth mask. Even that would reduce the chances of death by 82%. Staggering numbers right there, and all of this only by wearing your mask. And this particular study also says that even infection is brought down by a significant margin if you're wearing a mask. If you're wearing a medical mask, it can actually bring down the infection rate, actually comes down to over 79%. There are chances of you staying safe if you're wearing a mask, a medical mask. And in case you are wearing a cloth mask, your chances of infection come down by 68%. Now, all of these findings are by the top-notch public health agency in the world, and this is something that should be an eye-opener for a lot of people, especially given the fact that the new strain of virus which is infecting everyone is actually much more contagious. Because earlier you might have heard of cases wherein earlier if 1 or 2 members of the family contracted the virus, at max you had 3-4 other members, for example if it was a family of 10. But now if a couple of people contract the virus, the chances are that 7 or 8 people out of the 10-member family could actually get the infection. That is how infectious this particular virus is getting, and it is more so the responsibility of everyone to wear masks. And what exactly are the things that you should keep in mind before you start wearing a mask, before you actually buy a mask? We'll talk to an expert and find out. So we are joined in by Dr. Ajay Handa, who is the lead consultant and also the pulmonologist at Sakra World Hospital. Dr. Handa, first question of course to you is, number one, how exactly does wearing a mask affect? We all know wearing a mask actually brings down the infection, but how does it actually bring down the rate of deaths as well? So what is the science behind it?
So we are going through this crucial phase of the pandemic, the second surge, and we are seeing almost 4 lakh cases a day in India with a large amount of people dying. And as you can see, I am talking to you and my mask is on. I want to talk about the study where there was a CDC trial where there was an 87% reduction in deaths by a simple thing like masking. So the mask prevents infection, and why does it do so? Because corona is an airborne infection. People speaking to each other, standing in close proximity, can have those droplets in the air which will cause a transmission of infection. If you have a mask and the other person also has a mask, then the infection risk is cut down. If there is social distancing possible, then the risk is further cut down. If the social distancing has been compromised to some extent because you are in a market or you are in an indoor space, that makes masking more so important. So the science of masking is that it prevents the airborne infection coming into your nose and mouth. So it's very important that we wear a cloth mask or a surgical mask. If you wear a double mask, it is a better protection, and this is what the study says. So please wear your masks properly, covering your nose and mouth at all times when you're outdoor in a public place or when you're indoor in a shopping place where you need to go and pick up your daily groceries.
Well, my second question to you, of course, which a lot of people still do not really understand, is what should people actually keep in mind before buying a mask, and also what is the proper procedure to wear a mask? How can we keep ourselves safe by using this particular shield that is the only known way to stop this particular virus from entering our homes, entering our bodies? What are the things that people need to keep in mind?
What one must do or what one must think before buying a mask: it's okay to use a cloth mask. A cloth mask is got about 60% protective efficacy. A surgical mask has got about a 75 to 80% protective efficacy. If you're combining the two, the efficacy of the masking becomes better. So what one must do is buy a good quality mask which has got adequate surface to cover the nose and the mouth, and on top of that you could wear a surgical mask which is available in every chemist store. If you are using a combination of masks, the effectiveness of preventing infection is to the tune of 90%, which is as good as the N95 mask, and you can protect yourself much better.
Well, that was Dr. Handa clearly explaining the particulars of wearing a mask, what's the science behind it, and how it actually brings down the death rate in a lot of people. Do let us know what you guys think in the comment section below, and also don't forget to like, share and subscribe to TV9 News. Thanks a lot for watching.